What if I ask you to write me the equation of the quadratic function that passes through these 3 points? Would you remember how to do that? That's okay, not off the top of your head, that's fair. I want to remind you, okay? We did it one way where we just plugged it in the calculator and that's all nice and good, except if it doesn't work really well or if you mess up. So I want to show you a different way, okay? What's the general function, or excuse me, the general equation for a quadratic? ax squared plus bx plus c. And typically that equals 0, right? Well, if we were graphing it, what would it equal? Y, okay? So I'm going to write it like that. You'll see why in just a second, okay? Well, don't we have an x and a y? An x and a y and an x and a y? So what if I went about making 3 equations based on this with each one of these points? What if I plugged in 4 right here for x? What would happen? What's 4 squared? 16a plus 4b plus, there's no x's, right? So it's just c equals what? Negative 13. Now what if I did exactly the same thing but used the second point instead? Put in a 6 right there. So 36a plus 6b plus c equals negative 34. (64a) plus 8b plus c, negative 63. Wow, to me that looks a whole lot like a system of equations. Oh my gosh, you remember your favorite way to solve a system of equations? What did she say? Yeah, that's why I grabbed my calculator, right? So if I start a new document, do you remember what to do to solve a system with a matrix? Calculator, menu, matrix. Yeah, start with reduced row echelon form, right? That'll save us some time later. Menu, matrix, create. A matrix. How many rows are there? 3. How many columns are there? 4. Now I just got to put in my numbers, right? 16, 4, 1, negative 13, 36, okay, I say 4, 8, so the answer that I got looks like this. 1, 0, 0, negative 1, 0, 1, 0, negative 1 half, and 0, 0, 1, 5. Whoop. There. How do you know it's right? Diagonal of 1s. So what is this? It's my solution for what? A, B, and C. So now I have to go back here to use my general form, and I need to write the equation. Y equals, what's A? Negative 1. So negative 1 x squared minus a half x plus 5. Done. Is that good? So I take one point at a time and make an equation from that point by substituting this number in for x and squaring it here, just x, and then nothing goes there, it's just c, right? and then y goes there. Do you see why I put this and equals y instead of y equals, which was what you usually write? Because I wanted that y value at the end. Does that make sense? Any questions? You couldn't do it. I don't want you to put the y over here, y equals, if we're trying to make a matrix, because it's got to be first variable, second variable, third variable, and then my constant. You'll get it wrong. Yeah, if you accidentally do it that way, you'll get it wrong. So just don't do it that way. Okay. Any questions? Peace.